Palmers. And it's the actual can size. It's not like the little mini cans. Excited about that.
Arnold Palmer's were like tall cans, usually like 16 ounce.
Yeah, it's not. TJ is completely silent, so that's a good sign.
Because I'm
No,
muted. Sorry.
the cans are, I think they were
Regular
10-ounce
12-ounce.
cans, the tall boys. These are a proper 12-ounce soda. Actually, they're not.
For
A soda
11.6?
changed? No.
Shrinkflation.
No, they're 11 point. They're 11.5.
What?
a bunch of
They're
bullshit.
it's slightly smaller than this Pepsi can. Look,
Oh. Yeah,
it's just a little bit smaller.
Fuck.
Gotta hit that bottom line.
Matt, stop playing fucking Loop Hero. I can hear it.
Yeah.
Can't hear anything.
You have it playing through your audio thing, so. Oh, good. I get to watch ads. I don't even know if I have my Twitch Prime sub. No, it's not available till August 7th. You missed out, Matt.
Mine's coming up soon if it's not available yet. Let's see.
It's okay. I only have 15 seconds more of ads, so.
How's your ad viewing experience?
All right, it's over.
Definitely not playing Loop Hero anymore.
Open volume mixer, turning down Discord so I can hear only the stream. All right, this is John talking, and I've got my mic where I want it and my body where I want it, and now it's Matt's time.
My name is Matt, and everything is the way that I want it.
Yep, and this is TJ. I'm over here by an organ and a window and my ring light and words.
Oh my god, which one of the things is volume? Okay, I'm going to turn it up just a little bit so I can hear it a little bit better. All right, so this is John talking again, and then Matt, and then TJ, and that's it.
What's up? My name is Matt.
Beep boop, I'm a robot. Bop a booba bop. Skibby dabba
Boob.
dooba dabba dee bop.
Booby bop.
I'm John again after TJ is done. And then Matt one more time.
Fucking Matt again. It's Matt again, everybody.
All right. We are G2G. I feel like it's easy. I feel like it's easier to get levels when Spanky's not here.
Yeah. Everything's easier without Spanky.
Oh, that's not true. It's harder to come up with fun things to say because he's very good at that. But what also is better is because every time we do levels with Spanky, it'll be like, and then TJ's like, all right, I'm TJ. And Spanky's like, Brah! I'm like, that's not how you're going to sound. It's ruined it. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Matt, stop playing Loop Hero. I can see you playing Loop Hero.
I'm not playing Loop Hero. I closed it.
I just like the intent on your eyes right now.
No, I'm trying to fix
okay.
this stupid Ableton
Matt, did you come
Live
up with
program.
a name? Did you come up with a name for your aunt?
Yeah, Kerrigan.
Kerrigan. Well, Kerrigan, Matt, now has pupa in cocoons. So she's doing well. And I think, because I'm more scared of fucking it up. Not that, like, I'm more scared of fucking it up. So I'm going to risk Kerrigan's life, not Dr. Girlfriend's life. But I got this. The reward will be worth it. So I got a mini hearth formicarium.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to put Kerrigan in here. So the problem is I want to move her before her eggs hatch because you want the eggs to hatch kind of where you're going to keep them so they're used to the smell. So this glass comes off. I'm going to put the eggs in here. I got to separate her from her eggs.
That seems rude.
Yeah, well, only for a minute while I get the eggs in here. And then once she's been moved, or once the eggs are in here, I'll grab her with a. The guy said you can use like a barbecue skewer, like a wooden one, to like
You can just stab
put
her.
underneath.
Just stab her in the guts.
You put them underneath their legs, and they like just instinctively grab on it, and then you can just dangle them in here, and then I'll pop the glass cover on, and then she will be in here, and there's a little outworld here where I can put food in, and then the ants can come up here and get stuff. And this will hold them probably for the first year, size wise, and maybe even the second year. For Dr. Girlfriend, I bought like a an int what are they called? Like a critter keeper like container that I'm going to put her and her test tubes in, and they're just going to have the test tube kind of be this part in there, just sitting in that world, because I already bought that. And then the two Formica ants I have, I can put one in this setup where I connect the test tubes up to these, and so this is kind of their little. You can feed them through the feeding hole. And then the fourth Formica one, I don't know what I'm going to do with yet. I'll probably just do another tub.
Feed it.
Yeah, this thing's really cool. So like, this is like $40 for this guy, but it's really cool. It's got like a water thing here.
Yeah, it looks like it could make a nice bong if the whole ant thing doesn't work out.
and it's got these little holes here on the sides that you plug up with these stoppers, and I can always expand. So if that happens, we can expand in the future, but we'll see. Anyway, I am ready to start. I just wanted to get the ant news out of the way because that's pretty visual news. Are we ready?
Ant news.
4:36. All right.
That's the
Let's
weed
do it.
number.
Yeah. Yeah, 4:36.
Sounds right.
436, blaze it.
Yeah. Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 436. I'm your host, as always, John _Danger, joined by my beautiful and lovely co-hosts.
Oh, thank you, Matt Hag.
And Mr. TJ May.
Now,
What does TJ stand for again? Is it Thomas James?
I wish.
Thomas
Well,
Jane.
yeah. We had to. I remember we had to guess this. It's Thomas
Yeah.
Jericho.
Thomas Jefferson.
No, Jericho.
Jericho.
That would be awesome. Thomas Jericho. So, just speaking of the coolness of the word Jericho, I went on kind of a kick because Lauren was in a play that happened already, and I've I get to watch some John movies, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like movies that
porn.
I like.
Pornography.
Yes, just straight up hardcore pornography in my living room with
Lots of
windows
furry porn.
No, it's I'm watching the ye olde action movies of yore. So I wanted to watch some John movies because Lauren's not interested in action movies. So trying to think of what started off the kick. I think it was just I was like, you know what? I want to watch some Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Gotta get an Arnold movie in there because those are classic action. Watched Total Recall.
I would have
hadn't
gone
seen
with
that in a
Pumping
while.
Iron.
I've seen that. But that's not a movie. That's a documentary.
I mean,
That's not an
I
action
did.
movie.
I did rewatch The Running Man a couple of months ago.
Always running.
Oh,
That's a great one. But I don't think that was available on any streaming services. So
it is. It's on Prime Video.
oh, really? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
maybe I'll put that one on my list then.
I don't know that I've ever seen that one, actually. So I might have
it's
to watch
good.
it too.
It's have you played the arcade video game Smash TV at any point?
Probably, but I don't recognize it by name.
Okay. Well, it's basically like a game show in the future where you just gotta like fight American Gladiator type guys, but to the death.
Mm-hmm.
and if you kill them all and escape, you get out of. Are they prisoners? I can't remember.
Yeah. They're all
Okay.
criminals. And if you
Well,
survive,
I think Arnold is arrested and isn't guilty or anything. He just
no, first of all, he's framed, and
yeah,
second
Yeah,
of
he's
all,
framed, that's
he
it.
has
they
to be
normally
the
don't do
wrongfully
military.
accused one.
They normally don't do military prisoners for the show, but the show got to pull some strings to get him on.
Got it. And he does a lot of awesome killing in that. So Prime Video, huh? You know what's interesting? If we wanted to, we could just watch that on the stream because on Twitch you can watch Prime Video,
Yeah.
like movies,
Oh, that's cool.
and like with your
How does that
Twitch
work? Like with the
audience.
watch party thing?
yeah.
Does
I don't
everybody
know.
have to have Prime? Do you just like? Does it just like sync it
I don't
up?
think so. I think it just is like
Is
a
that
thing they're
Rabbit
offering.
website still a thing?
TaskRabbit. I think honestly,
No, the Rabbit thing that would like sync up.
RABB.IT.
Yeah, you
Oh,
could
the
all like watch a
rabbits.
YouTube that like
isn't the
synced
rabbit
up.
like the vibrator?
Yeah, that's the thing too. No, you're thinking
got
of the
three.
Sybian.
So there's
One's
a
in my butt
rabbit
now.
vibrator.
Yes.
There is.
Yes.
I think there's also a thing called the rabbit, and it's a wine cork remover, like an electronic like
Wha-
cork remover. So they really got that name, up the wazoo. I got lots of rabbits. In my yard.
Literally.
I get
Yeah.
to,
Oh, yeah.
I get to
And
scare
you know
the shit out of them.
the wine thing also kind of just looks like the dildo.
Yeah, I
It's
could
got
see
a
someone
lot of
getting it.
similar stuff.
I'm assuming in some like mid-tier comedy, someone has made the joke of like, "Oh, I bought you a rabbit," and then thinking it was the wine thing, but it's actually like a vibrator.
No, it's actually
Someone's
like a
written that
living
joke.
rabbit, and then
Someone's
Somebody
written
just-
that joke.
shoves it up their pussy.
Okay. I mean, you were the one that was talking about furry porn earlier, Matt. So maybe you know a little bit more than you say.
I mean, there's a Sawbones episode about that. The woman who gave birth to rabbits. It's pretty fucked up. Go check it out.
So she just like shoved rabbits up her vagina and
Yeah.
was like, "I'm giving birth to rabbits."
She like miscarried and like just started doing this con where she was like, "Yeah, I'm giving birth to rabbit and cat parts," and everyone was like, "Ooh, that's fascinating. Come live at our palace."
Yeah. That seems good.
Yeah,
I guess you kind of do whatever you can to get ahead.
yeah. Turns out like
Yeah.
Middle Ages times were really terrible unless you were super rich.
Yeah, basically. I mean,
Mhm.
it's still kind of the same here, but I feel like the bottom level is slightly risen because you can get yourself a fucking McDouble now if you're, poverty.
Yeah.
You
I
couldn't
guess
get a
with
McDouble
with
back
the
in day.
caveat that like there is a floor that you can fall through, and you like if you get to the point where you're homeless and stuff, like I feel like it's probably still just as bad.
Well, I don't think it is. That's why I said it with the McDouble. Like
It's no longer a
Maybe.
buck though.
before, you could before I don't think you could panhandle like $1.50 and get a McDouble. Now or whatever is their dollar sandwiches. Like back in the medieval times.
Yeah.
In the medieval times, if you were
Ye
poor, you
olde
just starved
McDouble.
to death.
Mhm.
I guess that's the baseline now. Like it's not healthy food, but now it's very hard to starve to death if you live in an urban area
Yeah.
because you can just find coins to do that. Whereas back in the olden days, like you just starve to death.
No,
Unless
you
stole,
just
like, a
steal
chicken.
somebody's cow or something. Start eating
Mhm.
children. Then they'll make
Yeah,
fairy
so-
tales
but
about you.
on Mars, even in the future, in Total Recall,
Get your ass
they
to Mars.
have, like, they have that like. I forgot how complicated the plot was of that movie.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
and
wild.
I forgot that the ending leaves it weirdly like ambiguous as to what happened. And I was like, so the plot is that there's this this is a plot of Total Recall for those who haven't seen it. It's definitely worth seeing. It's a Verhoeven movie. It's great. It's got lots of action and gore and insane
Is the remake
sci-fi
worth it?
stuff. What?
Is the remake worth it?
Oh fuck no! I'm not gonna watch the
Okay.
remake. God, the whole
Who
point
starred in the
of-
remake? I forgot that even
I don't,
happened.
I
No
don't know. It's
clue.
probably like Chris Pine or something. I don't think it did very well because like the whole point of the original was that like it was like Colin Farrell. Oh
Oh.
my god, Jesus! Well, the whole point of the original is not the whole point, but like this, a lot of the charm of the original is just the fact that there's no like minimal CGI. It's like lots of practical effects, and like you had the Johnny Cab, like the whole like built like robot cab driver, and like the all of Mars because they don't have any money is basically underground. And you don't
Yeah.
ever see anything, so it's just like sets, and it's I don't know, it's fun, but and that like the Mars, like people have to pay for air, and the corporation is like billionaires making all these
Yeah.
poor people in the lower
It's a
sectors pay
real
for air.
company town kind of situation.
No, it's just kind of like no matter what happens, shit doesn't change. They're always going to be the poor people that are going to have to pay for air. Let's see what the Total Recall IMDb rating is. 6.2, so it's got to be the worst movie ever made. Actually, this oh wait, nope. I was like, actually the Rotten Tomatoes score is really good on this, but that's 1990.
I'm seeing
a,
just a lot of lens flare in these screenshots.
It was that time, 2012.
Yeah.
I was like, let's do lens flare.
That's how you
There
know
are
it's the
so many
future.
fucking
Stuff
famous
is
people in
shiny.
this. Yeah, that means it's, oh my god, is this on Prime Video? It's on Hulu. No, it's on Stars. You have to have Stars to watch the Total Recall. Maybe I should watch this just to compare the two.
Yeah.
I'm
You
trying to
just
see what
wanna
the
see
Rotten
Kate
Tomatoes was
Beckinsale.
for it. I mean, I do. Well, in the original, you got Sharon Stone, who's like a knockout in that movie.
Oh,
so
was she
yeah,
the undercover wife?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh man, she
Yeah.
is smoking in that movie. Let's see here. Len Wiseman directed it. All right, Rotten Tomatoes, 31%. It's just like, why? Oh wow, Jesus. All right, so the director of
man.
this is Len Wiseman.
Yeah, I
whose
just clicked his
highest
page
rated
too.
movie is Live Free or Die Hard in 2007. He has made every Underworld movie.
Yep. Yep.
And Total Recall and the Live Free or Die Hard movie,
And that's
which did
it.
well. That Live Free or Die Hard movie was all right. I remember that. That was like the Die Hard 4. That was like the, hey, let's make a new Die Hard.
Was that the one with
movie.
Justin Long in it?
Yeah, Justin
Yeah,
Long. Timothy
I saw
Olyphant
that.
was the bad guy. It's not bad.
It was fine.
It's an action movie. I think doesn't he like shoot a guy with a rocket launcher at one point? It's all right.
Haha, now I have a rocket launcher. Ho ho ho.
Yeah.
Right, that's how it goes.
I don't remember. But anyway,
Get me the
Terry.
detonators. Nakatomi Plaza.
But yeah, so they just decided to make it. Let's see what the consensus is. Well, it boasts some impressive action sequences. It lacks the intricate plotting, wry humor, and fleshed out characters that made the original a classic. That's the fun thing about Total Recall. Is like there's a lot of humor in it too, because there's like the three boobed prostitute.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's
Was
that,
it?
he
Is this one that was based on like a sci-fi book?
Yeah,
Some,
so it's
like,
based
fucking-
on, like every sci-fi movie from the 80s and 90s. It's based on a Philip K. Dick story.
Okay. So yeah, so that's what I was gonna say is a lot of what makes these 80s movies great is that they took like a Philip K. Dick or I can't remember the other ones.
Isaac Asimov.
That's the one I was trying to think of. And then they just completely like bastardize it and make it off the wall crazy. But then when they remake it, they're like, no, we're gonna make it closer to the book, and that's not what anybody
or more
wants.
gritty, or
The funny thing too is like Philip K. Dick's books are like all these things are not even like books mostly.
The short
Yeah, they're short
stories.
stories.
Philip K. Dick just
like, well, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep is like a novella because I think that's like 120 or to 200 pages or something. I don't think that's super long.
It's
But
pretty
Total
short.
Recall is just
It's
a
got to
short
be under
story.
200.
Yeah, it's like you can get it as a book, but it's not great.
I think they probably
I'm
just
looking at
bought a
other-
bunch of stuff at like a Philip K. Dick yard sale, and they were like, hey, we can
Minority
make all this.
Report was based on Philip K. Dick's short story. I didn't know that.
I knew that.
That's great.
Yep.
Like Paycheck apparently. You remember that movie, Paycheck?
Yeah, I watched that like
No,
about
I don't know
8
what that
times.
is.
It's Ben Affleck as a reverse engineer that would get hired and get his brain wiped, and then he f- he had one big job that was supposed to set him up for the rest of his life, and
Yeah.
for some reason,
Yeah.
and it took him 3 years, which is a lot longer for all these mind wiping memory, because uh he doesn't want to have evidence that he's done what he did, in
Yeah.
case because he's essentially taking someone else's technology and turning it into their competitors. Um, and the last one ends up being um, a lens so big it could see around the curvature of the universe and can see in the future. Um, and
Okay.
he leaves himself a bunch of clues in order to not get killed. Because the end of everything, he was essentially supposed to take the fall for whatever the company was trying to hide.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of famous
Uh,
people in this movie.
Paul Giamatti's in it.
Yeah.
Aaron Eckhart, Uma Thurman,
Yeah.
Michael C. Hall.
I was gonna say that dude with that face.
Yeah.
But he was not
Oh
just the fact
shit,
that
John
he
Woo
was
directed this
Two-Face.
too. All right.
Yeah, it was pretty well done.
So lots of
Yeah,
slow motion and doves and shit.
I was about to say that the tomato meter on this is 27%, but I feel like if it's like John Woo and it's like
It's
I
critics
feel
hate
like
it
it's
and
still
people
gonna
love
be
it.
worth watching because
Yeah.
it's gonna have enough dumb, stupid action in it.
Is there any like gun kata like kind of shit, like just over the top gunplay?
Well, he leaves himself 19 items in order to be able to survive, seeing that he's seen his own future to figure out what he needs to survive. So it's like the kind of bullshit like a lighter and a hairspray can in order to do this, or like a paper clip to short out some electrical circuit and something. It's like if
It's like a point and click game.
it's like if MacGyver was a full length action movie.
Yeah. MacGyver meets Memento. MacGyver Memento. Memento Guyver.
So there,
Something
I'm
like
looking
that.
at some other ones here. I've never seen A Scanner Darkly, but apparently that's based off of a novel.
Yeah, that's all right.
I've heard
It's done
that's
in that
good.
rotoscope style, like Waking Life,
Yeah.
so it looks really cool.
Yeah.
I remember it being fine, but also kind of like directionless.
There's the Next movie. Remember Next? With
No.
you don't remember Next with Nicolas Cage? Is Chris Johnson, a clairvoyant relentlessly pursued by an FBI agent, Julianne Moore, who wants to use his ability to track down a nuke. This is where you can see 2 minutes into the future.
Oh
or in the
wow,
book.
it
But now it's
is.
30 minutes in the show or in the movie. Yeah,
It
it's
is
not.
seventh down on the list when I search IMDb for Next.
Yeah. So not great.
Not a very
n-
frequently searched for movie, I assume.
Yeah, and then there's like The Adjustment Bureau, which I guess is based on a Philip K. Dick story called The Adjustment Team. Let's see here. I guess there's like a. Oh yeah, there's a secret. What is this? The plot. Let me just read the fucking like sentence plot here. In a world where your fate is controlled by angelic bureaucratic agents. That's it, really. So, like, the whole like government is being run by like some crazy sci-fi bureaucracy, and Matt Damon stumbles upon it.
Matt Damon.
Emily Blunt, he likes her, but the Adjustment Bureau are like, you can't see her again because it'll ruin everything. And so then he tries to get with her.
Okay.
71% on Rotten Tomatoes, though, so apparently it turned out all right.
It's like Loki on the TVA.
Sure.
Right. Yeah.
Spoilers.
John loves watching Marvel stuff.
I really do hate it, but no, that's not true. I like watching Marvel stuff. I'm not like insane about it like some people. Like where people will put. I'm trying to think of was it like people just say like the Endgame is the greatest movie of all time. I'm like, well, all right, watch some.
See, you say this,
Like,
but
I
I've never
liked it.
actually seen anyone
Oh,
say
you need to
that.
talk to some people. You just go on
Do I?
Twitter and you'll find the people.
Do I have to? What if we all just decided not to go on Twitter? That
I've
seems
seen
like a
Endgame.
it's pretty good.
Never.
I recommend it.
Yeah.
Have you seen Infinity War?
Yes.
So you're just like, I'm just gonna leave everybody dead. I don't need this
Well,
resolved.
I was in the process of starting and watching in chronological order, and then I no longer have Disney Plus currently.
Mm.
I'll get back into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just
think I
looking at.
I
know
got through Guardians of the
gotten
Galaxy 2.
I've gotten sidetracked on Rotten Tomatoes. Now I'm looking at top 10 rated Emily Blunt movies.
Mm. Yes.
And then
Go
it
on.
reminded me. I forgot that she's in Looper. But Sicario, which is an amazing movie and everyone should see. It's about the drug war in Mexico, and she's amazing. in it.
So
But
it's like a bummer. Pass.
it reminded me of Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow. Have you seen Edge of Tomorrow?
Yes.
That
Couple of
fucking
times.
movie is so good.
It's so
I
good,
forgot-
and it got screwed over by the marketing so badly.
Oh, I know exactly. Like yeah. So I don't know, but I read the book that it's based off of, which is I forget what it has a really awesome name. It's called the original book is called All You Need Is Kill,
Holy shit.
which is the novel it's based off of.
There's apparently a sequel in the works called Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat. They didn't learn their lesson.
But yeah, the book All You Need Is Kill is really awesome. But I think the movie's even better. Like, but yeah, the plot. Have you seen? Do you know anything about the plot of that, TJ?
No.
I'd recommend to anyone that hasn't seen it to seek it out, because the point is like basically there's like a war on Earth and aliens are invading and they're losing basically,
Yeah.
and Tom Cruise gets like blown up by some crazy alien ordinance.
Do you
And then he
like
wakes
time
up.
loop games where
And
you
then
have to
he
figure
wakes
out the
up,
right order to do
You know,
things?
after he gets blown up, and then he realizes that he's stuck in a loop of this. It's like Groundhog's Day action adventure movie.
Mhm. And Emily
so
Blunt's in
he
it.
But like the concept is
And she has a
like the sci-fi
sword. That she ripped off of a helicopter blade.
Yeah, so she's amazingly badass, and he finds her, and he realizes that she is also in the same situation where she's replaying the same day over and over
No,
again.
she used to be. She had it
she
and
used to be,
lost
that's
it.
it.
Yeah.
That's it, and she lost it, and she has to basically train him how to be an amazing badass fighter, because when he starts the movie, he's just kind of like an officer guy.
He's a
who's just
PR
not
guy.
great. Yeah, he's not
he's
even
a
like a real.
spokesperson.
Yeah, he's not even like a real guy, but it's like, well, you're the people that get this ability are the people that can win this war, because you find out. I mean, it's explained a lot in the book. I don't remember how much in the movie it's explained, but the idea is the aliens have this power themselves, and so that's why they're so good at winning the war, because they're able to keep replaying a day over and over and over again until they like do everything right. But the problem is that if you are around when one of those aliens dies, it passes on to you, and that's like kind of how the aliens themselves keep that ability going. So there's a couple people it leaks into it. It was her at one point, and then Tom Cruise's character, but it's so good, like the plot and the idea. Anyway, I would highly recommend the novel too, because I think the novel's pretty short, if I remember correctly. I think it's like a
Is
300
this
pager.
Okay, so it
A
is just like a
Japanese
regular
guy
novel.
wrote
It's
it.
not like a graphic novel. Because I'm looking
No.
at it. and it's got-
There are graphic novel versions of it, but I'm talking about the book. I'm trying to see how many pages the book is. Light novel, it's from 2004. I gotta look up the fucking ISBN because Wikipedia will not tell me. It's focused very much on the manga. Anyway, it's a quick read. Definitely worth reading, but it's a really cool concept. Big fan of sci-fi stuff, so that's why I watched that. And then I watched another Arnold sci-fi movie because I was on the kick. I hadn't seen Terminator 2 in forever,
So good.
Classic.
and God, that movie's amazingly good.
It's so
Man, I just because like I've seen that movie like probably twice in my lifetime, and the last time was probably over a decade ago, and you're just like, it's just one of those good movies, like I've seen it, like watching it again, just appreciating how good the action is and the CG
Yeah.
like being
I just
used
like
in a really cool way, and
the change in Sarah Connor between the first and second movie is just like whoa, like
she's like, okay, I'm no longer running scared, I am fighting.
Yeah.
And it's badass. And like the fact that I forgot there's like kind of like, I mean, it's James Cameron, so he's really good at directing, and writing just a real blockbuster, because I forgot there's like a father-son dynamic with Arnold and John Connor that's kind of fun. He's teaching him like slang words, and I forgot like that's where Hasta La Vista Baby came from. And I was like, oh yeah, that's fun. Like, oh, it's just good. And then it's just, man, Arnold Schwarzenegger riding that fucking Harley with the lever action fucking rifle, just like fucking shooting that guy. Oh, it's just so, oh man. So yeah, I'm just getting back into my enjoyment of action movies. So I did.
Now
that,
you just have like 14 more Terminator movies to watch.
I am not. I'm good. I've seen 2. That's all that exists. I'm trying to think though. Like, so you said Running Man is on Amazon Prime, so I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm just trying to find some other action movies from that era, like mid to late 80s to like mid to late 90s. I thought about watching The Matrix again. I haven't seen their Matrix in a long time.
I think all the Matrix stuff is on HBO.
Yeah, it definitely
wanna
is, and that's
stream
why I
any
was
of it.
like, oh, I might watch The Matrix. I don't know if I'll watch all 3. Probably will, just to see them. I mean, there's some cool stuff in those other ones. It's just not as exciting.
Yeah. Just watch them all in the lead up to Matrix 4, which is going to
I could
be
watch
super
some
great
Jackie
and
Chan
not
movies.
disappointing.
I think there's a lot of those.
Watch the Rush Hour series.
No.
Do you understand the
like
words that are coming out of my mouth?
I do like those movies, but I remember somebody on Twitter shared a list. I don't remember what website did this, but like best Jackie Chan movies, and they had like the Rush Hour series and like the Tuxedo as like number 1, and it's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Shit.
Like all of his like terrible
I think I
American
saw the
movies he did.
Tuxedo.
I mean,
Wasn't like Owen Wilson in that, I think?
like for me, it's probably like Rumble in the Bronx or
Huh.
Drunken Master. Like,
Running Man's no longer free on Prime.
well,
Fuck.
it's okay. I'll find something else to
If
watch.
only
I mean,
there was a place to get movies that aren't available other places.
Well, there's a thing called the library, so that
Yeah.
makes it pretty easy usually.
Yeah.
But
That's what I was talking about.
I watched.
Visit your local library.
Oh.
Support your libraries, everybody.
I was watching. Oh, and then I started watching my new action movie, which isn't really an action movie; it's an adventure movie called The Jungle. It's starring Daniel
Jumanji?
Radcliffe. No, it's just about like a story of him in the 80s going into like Bolivia and getting lost in the rainforest and having to survive and escape. So it's another John movie genre. People surviving
Movie
in wild
genre.
movies. So I like those. So yeah, man, if anyone has any great ideas on action movies that are on streaming services, hit me up, because like I'm talking like a Face Off, or like even what's the blow up guy Bruckheimer movie? Is it Bruckheimer? What's the one that
Armageddon?
takes place in Alcatraz? Alcatraz?
Oh, The Rock?
Oh, The Rock.
That's
The
a
Rock.
Michael
I
Bay
haven't seen that.
movie.
Michael Bay, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want to see the fucking Rock. I haven't
The
seen that
Rock
in
is
so long.
like, I haven't seen it in a really long time, but I remember liking it.
Well, it's just like good action. I like that's the type.
And
of
you
movie I'm
you
looking
can
for. I'm
imagine
talking-
that it's a unofficial James Bond sequel.
Yeah, The Rock would be great. I saw Air Force One is available I think on Netflix. And I
Get
thought
off,
about watching
get off
that.
my plane.
Get off my plane. That's Gary Oldman as the villain because just got a guy with a British accent. He's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Get him.
Well, it's,
Actually, I don't know if
we
he's
all
a
remember
British-
colonialism, so
But does he have a British accent in Air Force One, or is he like German? Is that another British guy they got doing a German voice? Oh shit! I searched Air Force One and Nike came up. You guys watch Space Jam?
No.
no, I can't watch it after they changed Lola Bunny. I'm boycotting it.
Lola Bunny did shrank my dang pants, but no, I'm so right. So Gary Oldman doesn't play a British person. He is Igor Kornushov.
Oh, man.
So he's from Radic loyalist. So he's from unspecified Soviet bloc country.
He's from Wallachia.
The character is erroneously named Ivan Korshinov in the end credits, which is amazing. But
You got
credits
the
don't even get
character's
his
name wrong in the credits.
The main villain.
Yeah.
Anyway, I do like that movie though because it's like it's like Die Hard but in a plane.
Yeah. Have you seen
I guess
Snakes on a
any-
Plane? That's a good action movie.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if I would say it's a good
Yeah.
action movie. I would say
It's great.
Sex on Planes is a really fun
We were all really
dumb
excited about it
action.
for a summer.
I went to the movie theater with a bunch of people from Fark.com who had like a Madison meetup, and we sat in the parking lot of the AMC out in Fitchburg, and we got those styrofoam planes, and we were throwing them around in the parking lot tailgating for that movie. And then we watched it. It was like, that was not very good.
The best part of that movie is the Cobra Starship song. That shit is still a banger.
Yeah, like, not, yeah. Anyway, it's not great, not terrible, but I'm trying to think here. I gotta like maybe look at the Harrison Ford movies.
The Harrison
like-
Ford oeuvre.
Oeuvre, yeah, that's. what
Well,
was gonna say. We got-
there is that other movie that you have found.
What?
Your Jonathan Wick movie.
Oh shit! Thank you.
Yeah.
Did we talk about this last week?
We did.
Okay, thank you. But I hadn't watched much last week. I was talking about getting into it, and so now I'm fully in the action movie kick now, and I'm getting
Yeah.
excited for action movies again.
I've just
I
been
don't know, I
watching a
guess
lot of Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency.
What is that?
It's
I've
a
heard of this.
it's a BBC America show that I don't know if it's a Hulu original, but it's on Hulu now.
Okay.
And Elijah Wood's in it, and I don't know any of the actors' names.
Oh,
But it's basically
created
like
and written by Max Landis. So
it's
good.
very Doctor Who-y in like the best ways. It's just a very strange show. Supernatural detective kind of thing.
I'm reading the premise here. The show is based around the eccentric Dirk Gently, who's
Yeah, it's
Samuel
based on a
Barnett,
Douglas Adams book. If
who
that
claims to be a
gives you a
holistic
clue.
detective investigating obscure cases based on the interconnectivity of all things. Your friends Todd Brotzman, Elijah Wood, and Farrah Black, Jade Eshti, who help him with his cases. His past link with Project Blackwing. So it's just like, well, I mean, when you say that it's based on a fucking Douglas Adams, I'm in.
Yeah.
He's one of
And
my
there's also
favorites
like
ever.
that whole Project Blackwing thing is kind of like a X-Men-y kind of thing that
Mhm.
so far they haven't
Got it.
really like shown much of, but like that Dirk Gently was like involved in this program with a bunch of other people with special abilities.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I gotta get my action movies in here because I've been trying to
Get
like.
your action movies in there. Have you heard of The Expendables? It's like
So, yeah,
7
that's-
action movies in one.
That's available, so I might watch the first one.
You save time by watching them all at once.
I watch them all at the same time. Get 3 screens up.
Well, no, just watch one Expendables movie and it's you're watching 7 action movies.
I got it. I get it all in one.
Yeah. Just watch
Yeah,
everybody
I-
collect that paycheck. Not
need
just
to
Ben
get,
Affleck.
I need to get my action movies in here. I gotta watch Stealth again. I have the poster. Need to
I
watch
don't know what that
movie.
is.
You don't remember Stealth?
No.
The movie
Have you
that came
seen
out, like,
Beverly Hills
2012?
Ninja? That's a good action movie.
That is available on.
Yeah.
I don't remember that being particularly good.
I liked it. It's not great. There's probably
like
some
but
racially problematic shit in it now, but like,
It's got Chris Farley in it though, so it's probably worth watching at least for that. Stealth was 2005. Action thriller. It's got 12% on Rotten Tomatoes. There's Jessica Biel, Josh Lucas, who I can't even remember what he's been in, and Jamie Foxx. They're like pilots, if that makes sense. They're like
It's like stealth bombers, stealth planes.
yeah, but there's like
Yeah.
a new pilot or a new jet fighter that's got AI, and they're like, I could fly better than a computer, and they like do that, but then they're like, well, we're gonna make all of you be the main pilot, and then the AI will be on the plane with you, and guess what happens?
AI takes over and thinks that
No.
humans are useless.
The
would you
AI
like to
is
play
the-
a game?
Because you know what always happens: a plane gets struck by lightning, and then the AI becomes evil. Because that's how electricity works.
Yeah.
Yes.
It makes the AI evil.
It's also lightning makes computers sentient too. So we've seen that in probably Weird Science or something. I don't know. The
And it
computer
really-
who wore
it-
tennis shoes.
And now the computer wore tennis shoes. Oh man, the deep cuts on Disney Plus are pretty fun. The stealth movie though, I think people. So I don't know if you played Titanfall 2.
I've seen people play it.
Okay, Titanfall 2. So
The
spoiler for
parkour
the ending
game.
spoiler for the ending of Titanfall 2 and the ending of Stealth.
Is
They're
it the
both
same
the
ending?
same thing. It's the same ending. So like in Titanfall 2,
Was the real
you're a
monster
pilot.
us all along?
No, you're a pilot, and your Titan as an AI. You know, basically, just like how the stealth plane is like your AI buddy while you're piloting.
Yeah.
And in Titanfall, the AI doesn't go evil, but in the end, like when things are looking dire, and so at the end of Stealth, like the AI comes back, and I can't remember if it's Josh Lucas. I think it is because he's like the main guy, and he's like stranded in like no man's land in North Korea, like between North and South Korea or whatever. Because like I don't remember the plane. It's fucking,
This seems
that's bad,
very
guys.
convoluted.
In 2005, but so he like gets stranded, and then the plane like comes to his rescue and sacrifices itself so that he can escape, and that's exactly what happens in Titanfall 2. And people are like, this is the best game story ever, and I'm like, it's all right. It's an action movie. It's better than Stealth, but it's the same plot, so it's the most basic shit ever. Like as soon as you play that game, you're like, oh yeah, it's like when you watch a movie with like a horror movie, and there's like a family and there's a dog, and you're like, that dog's gonna die. There's gonna be a moment when they kill the dog to get an emotional gut punch, and this is like, oh yeah, the AI is gonna sacrifice itself for you. Obviously, that's just how it's gonna work. It's not like it's bad. It's just not. I don't know. People like
It's
watch
a boring trope. Yeah.
Well, it's like video games haven't really gotten past action movies story wise ever. So I mean, if you make a good one, it's a good action movie, but you know, it's not the Citizen Kane of games.
I don't know.
What's the
Citizen Kane was kind of
games?
boring.
What's the Citizen Kane of games?
The
People always try and say
Roblox?
Everyone's gonna say The Last of Us.
it's like
but
it's always like the next big like tent pole like Sony release or something. It'll be like, oh, this is the Citizen Kane of video games. So there's a Tumblr that I don't know even know if it still exists, but
didn't
it's
David
just
Cage try to probably say that about Beyond Two Souls
sure
or some
like,
shit.
So it's not active anymore, but it was of last year. But there is a Tumblr that just takes quotes of like various news magazines or websites quoting anytime they say the Citizen Kane in video games.
Is that even like
So
a relevant reference. I wonder what percentage of people have actually seen Citizen Kane.
I have not.
Nobody. I have. It's great, but it also is a movie from the 40s.
Yeah, I saw it because I took a film class in college. Like, that's pretty much it. And I fell asleep the first time I tried to watch it. Because I had a
agree
film
with
class in a comfy, warm amphitheater at like 7 in the morning.
So I'm seeing someone making a really good point in r/gaming here, because I think the point of the Citizen Kane of movies was Citizen Kane is often seen, and you were in a film class, so you probably have heard this, is the start of like modern cinema, like telling a visual story and all that. And so I think when you think about like the Citizen Kane of gaming, everyone's like, what game has the best story and is cool? And to me, that's wrong, because when you think about the Citizen Kane of gaming, you think about what is the game that turned games into what they are now, from what they used to be.
The whole thing with Citizen Kane is
it's probably just Super Mario Brothers.
That or Guitar Hero.
It's not Guitar Hero.
The whole thing with Citizen Kane is that it like was the first mainstream movie where they were like, oh shit, we don't have to go for realism. We can just like do fucked up weird shit and like tell a story like that.
Medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think games do that pretty well.
So someone put a really good point was Mario 64 is pretty good, because that was like kind of the jump to 3D.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was a huge leap forward. So that makes sense.
Hard. The controls in that game are so bad.
This guy says Half-Life 2, and I love Half-Life 2, but I would just say Half-Life 1 would be a better choice than that one. But
no, Half-Life Alex.
That's a really good idea. So I would have to say it's probably just Super Mario Brothers, because that was like, because like when you think about it, games before Super Mario Brothers were just like, we got to do high scores.
Yeah.
You like have a screen and you get a high score. Now, I'm not saying Super Mario Brothers is the first game that did this, because Pitfall kind of did the same thing, where side scrolls. But Mario was like a story and getting to the end of the castle and saving the princess. And
and it was like a character that
a recognizable character. Yeah,
wouldn't go away. Like before that, you had Pac-Man, I guess.
Yeah,
not really an empathetic creature.
What's the Pitfall guy's name? Pitfall Harry, I think. The name of the game. I guess Super Mario.
I choose to believe the Pitfall guy is Bruce Campbell.
I mean, yeah, that'd be better, but yeah. So I just always loved that. That as you don't see it as much nowadays, but like in the late or the early 2010s, it was always like, oh, the Citizen Kane of gaming. That's
I mean, that was also a period where AAA gaming kind of had a big chip on its shoulder, where like they were producing stuff that's on par with like blockbuster films, but the wider world was like, games, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So they were just like really dead set on proving that they were an art form.
I mean, look at the entirety of Control-Alt-Delete, the webcomic, and remember that panel of I'm a gamer, and like all that era of
it's a valid form of entertainment, and I'm not just wasting my time, Mom.
Yeah. So, but I mean, you are, but it's the same as people who just read books and watch movies all day.
Yeah.
Is it bad that I used to read Control-Alt-Delete like religiously?
Look, we were all young, and I'm sure it's got funny parts. I mean, it was around for decades.
Yeah.
Penny Arcade, I like.
I used to use Penny Arcade a lot.
It from now and then, but they do have their share of extremely cringy old comics.
Nuclear Power,
everyone
8-bit theater.
I'm sure I have extremely cringy old content, because we all just grow up as individuals.
Everything we said on this podcast for the past whatever many years completely holds up and is not cringy at all. You should just believe me and not look at it, not listen to anything.
Would you like me to put the text logs, whatever?
No. No.
You want to get the AI to watch all the old episodes?
I've got a few already done.
Good.
I mean, I haven't gone through it and
So if we
spot
want
checked it.
real cringe content, Spanky needs to get on getting my Zanga blog
Yeah.
transferred. I have to yell at him about that again. Because
Yeah.
I gotta get my live journal.
TJ,
and
you
my
should do
Zanga.
that AI transcription thing just to like confuse search results.
Transcript.
Like just
That's the word.
it just use it as like what is it, chaff that like jets shoot out to distract missiles.
Yeah.
Just put out a bunch of alternate, like badly translated versions of what we said in the past, and then you can never find out which one's real.
Oh yeah, I could do it that way.
Anyway, that is the games, and the Citizen Kane of gaming is whatever new big game that came out is.
Spore.
Speaking of gaming news, we got some pretty big gaming news. from
Oh
Steam.
yes, the Gabe Gear.
The Steam Pal was announced.
What the fuck's it called?
Steam Pal.
It's the Steam Tendo Switch.
Steam Pal.
I don't.
It's called a rabbit. Look it up.
I don't think that's what it was called.
It's called the
What?
Steam
No,
Steam
Sibian.
Deck. Steam
Steam
Deck.
Pal.
Yeah.
Wait, is it really not Steam Pal?
No,
Yeah,
of course it's not
Steam
Steam
Deck.
Pal.
Oh, I think it was because Steam Pal was the leaked name.
Okay.
That was it.
And
that
then
was
they
way,
upgraded
way,
it
way
to
ago.
the Steam NTSC.
Steam Deck. Steam Deck.
Yes.
So the Steam Deck, I do like that this Verge article is immediately defensive in the headline. Why the Steam Deck won't flop like Valve's Steam machines.
Hmm.
Because if you remember, Valve made a bunch of like PCs that were called Steam machines, and they either had Linux or you could pay extra to have Windows 10 on them, and they were just basically like console-sized PCs that you
Yep.
could like play on your TV. And they're actually a pretty decent deal for the hardware in them, especially when they like went on sale for a while. And but the thing is like did those flop? I think they just didn't make very many of them, and they didn't sell super well, and so they were like, we need to stop making these PCs. Is because they partnered with Alienware or something on those, so it's not like it was a
couple different companies actually.
yeah. There's a couple different companies, so it's whatever. But anyway,
But then they flopped with their Steam Link and their Steam controller,
Yeah.
of which I have both that I didn't pay for because perks of being a GameStop guy.
well, that's the thing is that like, but the Steam Link again wasn't like meant to be this like big initiative. It was just like, hey, you can play your Steam library on your TV if you got this little box.
I mean,
you
well,
know.
now I can, Steam Link using my phone. As
I
Steam
know
Link.
it was
really
more of a
nice.
concept than an actual
Yeah.
thing.
I've heard good things
So-
about the Index though, so they're
Yeah.
not
about to
all their
say-
hardware is terrible.
That's what I was gonna say. Like people are like, oh, it's gonna crash. I'm like, have you seen like the Vive and the Index? Like,
And,
Yeah.
and
Well,
some
the
people are-
Vive is like HTC produced, so there's
yeah, but I mean,
but
like, I think
Steam
Valve had a
was
lot
heavily
to do
involved
with the
in
development.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I think they designed the whole like lighthouse base station setup and
So
everything.
they obviously are newer to hardware, but they've done a very good job, at least with the newest piece of hardware, the
Yeah.
Index, that they've made. It's like I don't.
So
think
what
that
is
that's
the
a problem.
Index? I actually don't know what the Index is.
It's
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 just a
like a
VR headset.
Vive. It's a VR
Okay.
set, but higher resolution, wider field of view.
It's just a better Vive.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think
Um,
it's got but more comfortable like hand controllers and stuff. Steam tends to do with hardware what Google does with the companies it buys. So they just get bored after a couple of years and say, I don't want to play with that
So
anymore.
we'll see. But the big selling point is a couple things. Is that the like with like the Steam boxes that existed and like maybe the HTC Vive, is that Valve didn't make those. They just had third-party PC makers make them to their specs. So Valve is building this hardware themselves.
Okay.
So they're probably going to be very invested in it, like they have been with VR.
Mhm.
It is $400 for the Steam
base
Deck,
version.
the base version, which is when you think about it, $50 more than the OLED Switch that's coming
Yep.
out this. Well, although you won't be able to play any Nintendo games on your Steam Deck, but your entire Steam library. So, yeah, it's no longer. Oh no, I think this is going to have Linux built in it.
Yeah.
But I think let's say here.
You can like wipe that and install your own OS apparently.
I'm trying to think here. Oh, here it is. So the Verge Steam. Oh, what the fuck? This fucking article is written like a fucking. Okay, here we go. Just as importantly, so the Steam Deck I think is going to come with their Steam OS on it, which is a Linux. But they said so. Valve has done some stuff. There's only 15% of Steam titles that support Steam OS, but it is a Proton compatibility layer that lets Windows games run on Linux, basically. So they're talking about how they're basically making it really easy for any Windows game to run on Steam OS. They're like building their own like interface layer, so game developers won't have to deal with that. They can just, if you put it on Steam, it'll work on Steam OS. They're working on that, so that's good. But it also isn't going to be chained to Linux. You can install Windows on it apparently because it's just a PC, and so you'd be able to play Microsoft xCloud games on it if you wanted to. Google Stadia, like any service, it's just going to be a handheld PC, basically, is the idea. Hopefully the hardware is good. Obviously the fucking index is great, so like if they do it, make it as good as the index is hardware wise for that price, that's pretty good. And I think we'll see how good it is. The one problem is that $400 base model comes just with 64 gigs of memory, which is insane. That's not very much.
No, not at all.
I'm gonna look. I just want to look up some of the articles. Does not have any details on the Steam Deck, which is PC Gamer articles. Got the prices and specs. So yeah, here we go. $400 for the 64 gigabyte, 530 for the 256, which is basically what you would want to get minimum, and 650 for the 512 gigabyte version. And the ones above the 64 gigabyte have an NVMe SSD in them, so it's going to be much faster. Oh, but of course, because it isn't an Apple product or a Samsung product now, I'm not just going to hate on Apple. It actually has a slot that you can put an SSD card in.
Okay.
So it'll run fast because micro SSD.
Because you got to run fast.
Are very fast. So that's actually pretty good. 16 gigs of RAM, which is DDR5 RAM too, so that's great.
Yeah. So you can dance with it.
7-inch touchscreen, LCD touchscreen, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, USB-C port. So, and then they said they don't have it right now, but their plan is to have, DisplayPort 1.4 support. So they want it to be able to be connected to a TV as well if you wanted to.
Okay.
So you could switch dock it like to a TV and use like a Bluetooth controller connected to it. So it could be a portable PC. Yeah, it doesn't have a dock, but it sounds like it's pretty good. And also the Steam Deck is an open platform, so you don't have to just it comes with Steam OS, but you can get Windows installed on it. You could install the Epic Game Store, Xbox Game Pass.
Can I install Parler and Getter on it?
No. What you could do is get it pre-installed with Parler and Getter pre-installed on it.
Okay.
And I'll sell it to you for $800.
Okay.
And it'll be the Freedom Steam Deck.
Oh, gee.
The Freedom Phone?
Yep.
Oh my god! I wish Spanky was here to talk about the Freedom Phone. I'm sure he'd have a lot to say. But
I'm just like, I really love all of the right wingers not understanding tech shit that's been happening lately. It's just pretty great.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious.
So yeah, what we're talking about is the some right wing the guy who's behind this, by the way, is a Bitcoin millionaire, by the way, and like a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
So he's getting in on the right-wing grift early. Maybe he's just smart because he knows that you can
Yeah.
take
I assume
$200
all
Chinese
of these people are like
phone.
just that they know they're grifting. Like,
Yeah. Well, so you can take a $200 Chinese phone because they looked it up and found out that it was a Chinese, phone company makes the same phone basically for $200, the same tech in it, and they're selling it for 500. And they said it's protects users from the data collection that comes with iOS or Android. It's on Freedom OS, which is an Android OS,
Okay.
which is funny because Android again isn't Google. Android is an open OS that Samsung can use or Google can use if they're doing their own version,
yeah.
or the Freedom phone can use to make their own version. It has an uncensorable app store called the Patri app. Oh,
I want to die.
But it also has a lot of privacy features. So Spanky will like this. It's got DuckDuckGo as the browser or as the search engine, and Signal as the chat app. So it's got a lot of privacy apps. But it also preloaded with Parler, the One America News Network, and Newsmax apps.
Oh, great.
So it's going to be great. But I just love that there's and then somebody posted a really funny picture of Candace Owens, who's got a coupon code Candace. If you want to get the Freedom phone, pick it up. Posted on iPhone.
Twitter
It's
for
like,
iPhone.
Yes. Yeah. Basically what the thing is that if you're looking, and this Gizmodo article says, like, we're not supportive of all these right-wing apps or whatever, but if you really want a phone to get off the big tech grid, there's many other de-googled phones that you can buy, like a Linux-based Pine phone that's $150. Like, it's like you can
And
get
it smells great.
actual phones that are like not beholden to Google or Apple.
Yeah, but then you
for
have to
way
know
cheaper,
stuff
but-
about things.
Yeah, because
way-
I mean that's what this grift is. It's getting boomers to buy a phone because it's the Freedom phone.
We should become con artists. I think it would
That's
be
the
really
thing.
easy.
We talked about this. We talked about this when we were going to create the next young adult novel craze.
Yeah, the problem
Way
is
back
we
when
were
class.
we were aiming at the YA market when we should have been aiming at boomers.
That's the thing, because
Yep.
everyone thinks like there's the YA market. They're really gullible and they'll take any garbage trash like plot for a movie. No, that's not the market you want. You want them boomers.
Yeah.
You make anything about America or whatever, and they're going to be all on it. So
Just tell them that liberals don't want them to have it, and they'll pay whatever you ask.
freedomphone.com. I'm on it. It's on Freedom OS.
Can we get one of those coupon codes? freedomphone.com/born in the 80s.
Freedom Phone / born in the 80s.
Yeah.
God, there's some great shit here. Large storage, 6-inch screen, great camera, they say. It does everything your current phone does, other than censor you. Because we all know the phone is what's censoring you,
Yeah.
and not the
Apple's
companies.
always just like, hey, don't say that on iMessage. You're fired.
Oh, Matt, is your Twitch video like not lined up correctly? Oh
I
no,
don't-
that's just me. I'm
Maybe.
stupid.
Maybe your
bother
brain's lined
I'm
up
dumb.
bad.
I'm a failure.
That's okay.
So,
We know, but that's
um,
okay.
So I've just been having a very manly time here watching action movies. I started playing the game again, My Summer Car. You ever see
Oh,
that
yeah,
game?
yeah.
Because I bought it a while ago and I never really finished it. And so the plot of My Summer Car is it's Finland, 1995, and your parents have left for the summer and you're on the homestead, the house, and your goal is to build your Satsuma car, and you got all the parts basically.
It's a genre of game that I recently learned is called chorecore.
Yeah, I love shortcore stuff because I mean, like you think about me, I play like House Flipper,
Yeah.
all that shit. Like I love these games. I
Are
want to get
are you getting
Farming
Power Wash
Sim.
Simulator?
It's on my wish list. I'm gonna wait for it to be on sale because I think it's $20 and
Yeah.
it'll be
It
10 on the
really
Steam
seems like
sale.
your kind of thing.
Yeah. Um, but anyway, my summer car. I'm playing on coward mode as it calls you when you turn permadeath off, because in the original version, I don't think they had that toggle. And if you got into like a car accident or your stamina went too low, you would just die and you'd lose all your progress on the car you're building, which is intricate. I mean, you build it from scratch parts, which has been neat because I'm kind of learning where all the parts of an engine go together, and
Yeah.
I'm like, this is kind of cool. But I don't know. It does bother the chore coreness bothers me a little bit with it because it's like purposely trying to be infuriating.
Oh, okay.
Which I get, and it's like really, I'm just interested in like putting the car together and turning the little screws to make everything go together. But I guess that's the whole point.
Yeah.
I'm getting pretty good though with it. I am, I'm making my way. I got to the shop, which is so in the game there's a note saying your uncle will let you borrow his van so you can get to the shop to buy parts and food and stuff. And I'm following a guide, and the uncle isn't there at the start of the game. You have to wait anywhere from 30 to an hour and a half, 30 minutes to an hour and a half for him to show up at home where you can borrow the car from him. So if you want to make, because like you can build up to a point, but then you need to pick up stuff from um, the store because you don't have any spark plugs, and so you can't really put the engine together without getting the spark plugs in there, and a bunch of other stuff. And so there's a boat you can take across the lake to town, and I took the boat journey is no shit like 5 minutes of nothing, just going across a lake. And the car and the boat shift turns slightly to the left, so you're constantly having to slightly readjust. Um, when you carry stuff, you can carry one item at a time. So they're on the shore near the store. There's a big pile of shit that I was like too pissed off to actually carry out to the boat. So hopefully that hasn't despawned. I took all of the key components onto the boat, but you like have to like drag and drop like the items on the boat, like you carry them, and it's very tedious, but also I don't know, it's stupid in a kind of a fun way. And I hope they don't despawn, but if they do, it's not a big deal. I left, I think, one bottle of coolant, one bottle of motor oil. I made sure to grab at least one of everything that I got multiples of to bring them onto the boat. Some stuff goes in bag, so you get like a shopping bag, but like the big items, like in jugs, don't go in. So, but then I got gas too, so I got, I think, almost everything. But now the uncle has been home since
Yeah.
I got back, so I've got the van rented. Um, but yeah, the AI is also pretty insane in it, and the cars handle badly. So it's very easy while you're driving to just veer off the road and crash and kill yourself. And also, the other drivers are like you've driven in the countryside, right? People just
Yes.
drive down the straight middle of the county road, and then
Yeah,
this is the same. So it's very dangerous to be driving, especially at night. So yeah, it's I don't know. I've played a bunch of it before, and I think I reinstalled my computer or something, and so I don't have my old save, and I just started a new one, and I'll see how it goes. I'd like to at least finish the car. um, so that's like what I've been playing. Oh, and I started playing Breath of the Wild
Hmm.
because there's a new Zelda out.
There is a new Zelda out. I didn't get it.
Not
Spanky's
new,
playing it.
not new Zelda. Oh, Spanky's playing it. Well, he's good thing he's on the podcast
A
to talk about
nude Zelda?
it. So Skyward Sword, the it was not Wii U, it was Wii, just Wii.
It was Wii. Yep.
So the Wii, so the lowest regarded,
Spanky's playing it right now.
the lowest regarded 3D Zelda game is Skyward Sword, right? TJ, you'd say the least liked 3D Zelda game. I can't think of anything worse. right?
Wind Waker for a moment, but now Wind Waker is like
Wind Waker was
loved.
Wind Waker was amazing when I played it on the GameCube, and it was my favorite Zelda, and it probably still is. I think that people just were pissed that it wasn't another Ocarina of Time realism, like cell shaded Zelda bullshit, and they're like, oh, it's actually an incredibly fun game, especially with the remake, like streamlining things even more. So Skyward Sword was hated because it's really forced motion controls on you, which people really didn't like, which this remedies by allowing you to not use motion controls for sword fighting, which sounds cool, but then when you play it, ends up not being as precise as you want it to be and being kind of infuriating from what I've heard. And there's the what's her name? Like not Navi. The hey,
Fi.
listen,
Fee?
yeah,
Fi?
Vi, yeah,
It's
the
Fi.
Fi, the assistant that you get in Skyward Sword, who is, if you thought Navi was annoying, get ready, because she's about 10 times more annoying. But I saw in the trailer, the launch trailer they put out like a couple weeks ago, they had like fee optional modes, and I was like, so they listened. They're like,
Yeah, they had a whole trailer just on quality of life changes.
yeah, and it was like, because like when you think about it, it was, and people talk about it, it's like the most handholdy Zelda of all time. It like basically just like funnels you down like a vertical or like a horizontal path hallway to like, whereas like people love Zelda, especially like Ocarina of Time, because you got that whole Hylian field to explore. You could go to areas that you're not ready for yet just by, like, that's what Zelda is. Like even from like the original Zelda, the whole point is exploring. And where Skyward Sword is like, we're just gonna funnel you through like the story, and it does open up later, but like the start is just straight up like completely not open, and people didn't like that. So whereas Breath of the Wild is the opposite. Breath of the Wild is just wide open.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm playing Breath of the Wild, because I have not finished it. My Wii U is in a closet, and I am like 95% complete with that game. I just need to fight Ganon, but I'm still running around collecting shrines and things. And so I was like, I bought it on, I think, Switch like 2 years ago, because I think it was on sale for like $40 or $30.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I should have a copy of this for the Switch. And I was like, I should play this. And boy, is it good. My God, is that a fun game to play.
Yes, it is.
Just the ability to,
Oh,
like
I'm
the
wearing a Zelda
Skyrim
shirt.
thing. I can see that over there, and you can literally climb everything, and it's and all the encounters and the ways that you can go about fighting bad guys. It's just so open. You can do it, play it the way you want to play it. That's what I love about it. So
Mhm.
You got the freaking Guardians when we first see them, and then once you
they're
master
so
like
deadly.
the shield, once you master like the shield
Yeah.
smash or like
Yeah.
the ancient arrows.
You're
yeah.
right. Like
Yeah.
that is like some of the awesomest shit in that game is just like all these enemies that you see early in the game and get hinted at, and they're just like, oh, how could you ever fight those? By the end of
Lionels,
the
which will
game,
wreck your shit.
Oh
and
yeah.
by the end of the game, you're just like, yeah, I can take care of them. Oh, I feel like the Lionels take a lot of work, but
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of
when you're
there just to
strong-
use up all your equipment.
yeah, but like at first off, you're like, how they just like one shot you and you're killed, and you're like, oh my God. Whereas like when you get to the end of the game, you can defeat them. It's a challenge, but
Yeah.
it's not insurmountable. And there's so much in that game that is you do not need to see to finish the game.
Yeah.
That's what I love about that game is it's just like that hill looks weird. Let me go check that out. And then there's like a whole fucking thing going on over there, or all the storylines. Like I didn't do some of the weird shit. I forget what's the name of the island that's off of that where all your equipment gets taken away.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I don't remember.
I
what it's
never
called.
did that. And
that
so
was hard.
I don't even want to go there, but I know what you're talking about. It's like Onset Island or something.
Yeah, I've heard that it's really worth checking out, but it also is a part that everybody found difficult. But I mean, like that's the thing is I want to experience that again. And
Or even sometimes you go into the shrines early on, and they're like major tests of strength. Not now.
Yeah.
I'll wait till later. Give me those minor tests of strength right now.
so I'm really looking.
Did you know you could ride a deer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't stable it, but you can.
No.
You can at least ride it for a while.
Oh yeah, I used to do that all the time because it's fun. You
Yeah.
sneak up on the like elk or deer or whatever,
And
you
you
Yeah.
can get that
ride
like
him around.
spirit horse thing, but you can also not
yes, I did
stable
that too. Yeah, which is annoying because that thing looks so cool.
Yeah.
This is reminding me of I need to get my cheats out here. I'm not speed running, so it's legal for me to use the. Oh
So-
my god!
I do have a.
Nice.
That's
I do
my
have
dog,
a-
he's puppy.
I do have a Link amiibo, like the original Link amiibo. So I was able to get Epona, but then Epona got stuck, and then fucked off.
So
I don't
I got
think I can get
I got
Epona
my
back.
speed. I got my speed run cheat amiibo here. So that gives you Epona.
I have. Well, I have the Smash one, which I think also does, but
Yeah, I think it's any Zelda one gives you Epona, and this is just the Zelda on the horse one.
I also somewhere here have
I've got the Guardian
still
amiibo.
in box. I have the actually, it's pretty close. I'm gonna get it. I have the
Bye.
Archer Link.
Yeah, I don't have Archer Link. I don't have a ton of amiibos.
I
This is probably
I
my
got it.
favorite amiibo. My Yoshi's Woolly World amiibo. He's an amiibo, but he's a little stuffed man.
I've
I want
never
a,
I've never owned an amiibo.
I won a Nintendo or a GameStop contest, so I have this one.
Nice.
It was just sitting in my trunk for a while.
So TJ, I got this one.
Yeah, that one's pretty because you move the legs.
Yeah, and this I think in the game gives you a Guardian weapon.
Yeah, it gives
Like
you
one of
some
the-
ancient
a s-
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't remember if this one does anything special. I've
The
got
big thing with that one is that one allows you to take the
this
you
is
played-
the Twilight Princess amiibo.
yes,
by
if
the
you
way.
played Twilight Princess HD on the Wii U and use that after you do the
Yeah.
special dungeon, however many
Yeah.
hearts you had lets you then bring in the wolf link a wolf link
Yeah,
as a companion character in Breath of the Wild.
yeah. I don't know if it works on the Switch, but I remember on the Wii U it did something.
It does on both, as long as you
okay.
have the save data saved to the amiibo of beating that dungeon.
Yeah, I have not done that in my Wii U, so
Otherwise, it just functions as I think a regular
yeah.
Zelda amiibo.
So I gotta get these guys out so I can use them. But I'd like to get the horse because I forgot you don't really start off with a horse. You gotta kind of find one, and I
Yeah.
was unlucky with the spawns. So I think that's something can also happen that they just aren't near the start.
I think
Sometimes there'll be a herd of horses right near the start.
I have quite a bit of amiibos, not like a huge collection, but I know I bought like the retro Smash amiibos. So I have the Mr. Game and Watch. I've got the Duck Hunt amiibo, and I have the
Well,
Rom
like
amiibos.
the thing about the amiibos is like, I think people want to like go crazy collecting them and not, but like they're really decently high quality figures.
Yeah,
Like they're very well like painted and made, and they look cool, and they do stuff in the game, like which
Yeah.
is fun.
I have a lot of the
So-
Mario ones because they did stuff in the 3DS RPG Mario and Luigi Paper Jam.
Oh, nice. Like a lot of the amiibos I have are like weird ones that I think are just fun and were cheap. Like the Tom Nook amiibo, I think I got
Mhm.
for $4 on Amazon.
Yep.
Because nobody wanted it. This one's really cool. I got the
Which coloring do I have?
Pixel Mario.
Yeah,
I-
I've got that one. I just don't remember if I have that one or
It's
if I
the
have
30th
classic coloring.
anniversary Mario. That one's really cool. Mr. Rossetti, which I think is $2. I like him.
Yep.
I got Bayonetta.
Is
from
Mr.
Bayonetta
Rossetti even in the new Animal Crossing?
1. No. And I got Chibi Robo. I like Chibi Robo. That's like
yeah,
basically
they did make a Chibi Robo amiibo.
that's
Forgot
basically
about
all of my amiibos. All of my amiibos are the ones that you can get for like $2 on Amazon because they made too many of them and nobody likes
Yeah.
them. Or they're the
Ones you
they
really
came
wanted.
packed in with a game.
Yeah.
Or the Zelda ones I bought because Breath of the Wild came out, and I heard they did stuff and they looked cool, and I think I got them all as a pack for like $40 or something.
I probably have close to 30 amiibo. I have to
Yeah,
dig through them.
I'd like to get a nice little shelf to put them on actually. 'Cause
Yeah.
they do look nice. Maybe I'll have to work on that. I need to get my Ant's Kingdom area figured out though. I need to get a shelving unit for all that, and I think it's going to go in the closet behind me over there. I'll get a shelving unit put in there where I can put all those. Anyway, I think we're done though, right? We got much more. It's kind of late. It's going
Yeah.
to be a little short episode, but
I think that's okay.
I got to get up for work.
I can, if my dumb freezing program will let me hit this button, and there it is. Awesome.
There it is. Yeah, most of what I've been doing lately is I've been watching a bunch of Dimension 20 D&D stuff because I don't have a D&D group to play with, so I live vicariously through others.
I love it. I cannot watch that stuff. It's
Because
because
you
I play. and
Yeah, because you're
it's
just like, that's
whenever-
not the decision I would make.
No, it's not that. It's just that like it's like how some people say they can't watch people playing games. They just want to do it. Like for me with D&D,
Yeah.
it's like I just want
Well,
to play.
yeah, that's basically what I meant. But
Like it's just like I can appreciate it. I've watched some, like of those and they're fun, but like to me it's just like the whole fun of D&D is making those decisions yourself and like making the and creating everything, and yeah. So to me
Yeah.
it's like a lesser version of what I'm used to because I play every week. So yeah. Well, maybe I'll have to run a campaign for us guys.
That'd be
I
cool.
could do it.
yeah,
could-
I'm gonna be a
we could do it.
bard.
We could do it over Roll20 or in Discord, like it wouldn't be too
Yeah.
hard.
I'd be down for that. Fuck yeah.
Sure. And probably get Spanky in on it too.
No, he quit.
Maybe my wife.
You made him quit.
I don't quit. We talk to him all the time.
You'll
just
never
doesn't
talk to
wanna-
us ever
He
again.
just doesn't want to record the podcast because he's too
Yeah.
busy. Anyway,
Website's borninthE80s.net. You can join our Discord, borninthE80s.net.
join our Discord. It's really fun.
Discord.borninthE80s.net. We post a lot of stupid memes.
Or
They're
dick
great.
swords.
My wife has posted that you can now purchase the 12-foot giant skeleton from Home Depot again,
Mm-hmm.
and she wants to get one. And they're limiting 2 per order, and it's $300. And I told her that she cannot buy it.
But it's got the LED eyes, John.
Look, man.
Look, John, why do
I'm
you
not
hate
gonna-
fun?
eyes.
Look, I love fun like anyone else, but spending $300 on a joke is
It's
a lot.
not a joke. It's a lifestyle. It's not a phase.
I would say if it was $100, go for it. But $300.
People are scalping them for 1,000.
That's the thing. It's like it's a thing that's being scalped, and it's bullshit. I hate it. I could probably make my own skeleton. Matt, you got a 3D printer.
Yeah.
3D print me a giant skeleton.
Okay. I just need like 14 weeks, I think.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
That you should do that, Matt. You can make millions.